Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we are going to harness the power of electricity. So, I hope you guys are ready. So today we're going to be working with a mod that I find to be actually one of my favorite mods. Just because it has a little bit of, it's got the perfect amount of complexity and also has a huge power curve to it where you can be producing tons and tons of power with this mod, and it would actually work very well with vanilla mechanics, as most of the items are based around the rarity of vanilla based items. And that mod is Calculator. So we're going to be working our way up this tree here. Previously, last episode, I thought we were going to continue going this way, which of course we do, but we can't complete the promise of, we can't complete this promise of tenancy until we have a electric diamond. And you can't get an electric diamond until you have a conductor mast. You can't make a conductor mast until you have an atomic calculator, and you can't make an atomic calculator without an algorithm separator, and vice versa. Luckily, I know how Calculator works. I really do enjoy this mod. But we need to figure out how exactly we're going to get power into this cube. And it tells you right here, an ember receptor on a power cube will accept power, which means that our power generation is going to come right now from embers. So let's go ahead and grab our power cube, and we'll get our calculator, because we're going to be using this calculator awful lot today. I mean a lot. What I'm going to do is rip one of these acceptors off of here, because we don't really need it right now, I don't think. So I'm going to pull that off of there. We're going to relink it somewhere else. I think right now what I actually need to go get my my hammer. That's the one thing I do need. Let's see, hammer. There we go. Good old Tinker's hammer. And we're gonna link this, and this is supposed to supply power. This is supposed to work. So this is how we're going to be able to pump power into this thing. Just like this. Now this one wasn't the one that was currently linked. I think it was this one that was linked. So what we can do, make sure those are linked. I'm going to turn these off, so that way nothing else, I mean this one's probably going to emit, but we're going to put a small amount in here right now, just to get it going. And wow, it actually produces a pretty decent amount of power. And what we can do is we can throw our calculator in here and actually start charging up her calculator. And I'm assuming that's why the building gadget is right here. The building gadget is such an amazing tool, by the way. Super powerful. I mean, props to Direwolf for making a tool that allows builders to build a hell of a lot more efficiently. So, building gadget, let's go ahead and make that. And yeah, this thing is super powerful once you get it configured and set up. I usually change my hotkeys for it. I'm going to show you that here in a second. But we can actually throw this guy in here as well. That should be stored, only holds 1,000. And then we'll let that start to build up. Now, so we can go into controls here and go into category under building gadget. I know it's kind of cut off because we're not in large mode. I don't know why it does this, but it decides it wants to do this. But if we have building gadgets overlay, I don't know if that's rangeless overlay. This should be the settings menu. It's set to G. I like to set mine to button 4. And toggle off the cinematic camera. There we go. And so what we get is when we hold this, and we have this in our menu, we can actually open up the radial menu, and we can select what we want this to do. So if we want to select, say, this block, we can open this menu, bring up the range, and now we have a range here. Pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I really do like this gadget. And it's pretty nice that we can get this thing nice and charged up in here. And you can see that right there. It is slowly but surely charging, but that is the nature of the power cube. And yeah, man, that produces a lot of power actually from Ember. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about the stone separator. That is going to require some power cubes, which means this is the thing that is going to require a bit more of our processing. So let's go ahead and take this. We got a pickled egg from that. Nice. That's another thing we can eat. So yeah, we're gonna need a couple more power cubes, which requires that that Zoroa steel. And then we also have the Mystic Iron. Most of this we have. So now that we have that steel, we should be just about ready to go. Let's go ahead and grab the power cube, which I think is over here. There we go. And we should be able to make 2 of those. We need more of this iron. So yeah, just a little bit more of it. And that will get cooked up. Alright, so while that's processing, we need to take a look at making reinforced stone. The best way to do it is literally just use cobblestone and a log. So we'll grab some logs and some cobblestone. Open this up in our calculator, and we can actually make a really decent looking material out of this. And so I'm going to grab 32 for now. This can actually be crafted as well and make these dark looking stone bricks that I actually plan on decorating the base a little bit more with. We do have chisel in here now. I believe chisel has been added. Or at least architecture craft. Chisel and bits has been added along with architecture craft. So there is a little bit more you can do in this pack when it comes to decoration and stuff like that, which is actually really nice. Alright, last but not least. Oh, this has to be in its inventory. It should read from player and network. I don't know why I keep having to change that. Alright, there we go. And now we should be able to make, was it the separator? The stone separator, I do believe. So we need reinforced iron as well. Let's take some iron. And this iron is going to be added into here. Perfect. That gets us reinforced iron. You can actually make pretty decent tools from this as well. Let's go ahead and throw all of this inside here so that we can craft. And there we go. We have ourselves a stone separator. Alright, so what we're going to do with the stone separator is we're going to put some lapis inside, and this lapis is actually going to give us everything we need. So we'll take some lapis. I don't think lapis... Does lapis blocks work just as good? It does work pretty good. Lapis blocks gives you amethyst. This will give you the small. So I guess using blocks is probably better. There we go. So we'll go ahead and hook this up to our power. Now, these batteries that we have, like the power cube, it will send power, or should send power, to the adjacent blocks. At least I thought they did. Maybe they don't. If we throw that in there, no, it doesn't. Alright, so what we're going to do, we'll just pull this off, relink. Throw some of these in here. And let that start generating some power. Once we get our conductor mass and everything, life is going to be way easier for us. Because this is going to just work without question. So, with that said and done, we need to start working on our scientific calculator, which is going to require some pretty simple components, but one that we haven't seen yet is the enriched iron. To get the enriched iron, we need to take gold and redstone and throw that inside of our plain Jane calculator, because we're about to take this regular calculator that I use all the time, by the way, to make a scientific one. It's good old-fashioned gold with some redstone. We slap that together and we get ourselves a little bit extra. I was only wanting a little bit of that. We get ourselves some enriched gold. Now, enriched gold does, I think, have its uses outside. Yeah, we can use this powder for other things. So I'm going to keep a little bit of it outside. But other than that, that should be enough. Alright, so we're going to need 4 of these, I think, to make the scientific calculator. And we're also going to need some other components, like the assemblies and things like that. So, let's take a look at our calculators. We'll add the scientific calculator over here. So yeah, we're going to need a couple of these, which are going to require a couple buttons. So make a couple of these assemblies. This is just some of that stone that I was talking about. The hearthwall stone, there's just a whole bunch of different kinds of it. We need a screen. We should still have some moonstone, I think. Yes. And there we go. We pretty much have everything ready to go. We should be able to make a scientific calculator. And remember, we also have to charge this thing. Alright, so what do we get from that? Ooh, we got acorn stew. Awesome. Hopefully with our jumping and stuff back and forth, we can eat some of that food. Alright, so we can dump this in here. Really should probably take that out. Let that scientific calculator start to charge, because that's going to push us into a few different things. Now, it mentions the starch extractor over here. The starch extractor is a way that we can generate power from vegetables and stuff, or from food. So, like the starch extractor, it should tell me things that can go into it. Maybe not. It does tell me right here. A good early option for power generation beyond using embers requires both a farm of starch, potatoes, or wheat, and some furnace fuel to operate. So yeah, that's a good way to generate a little bit of power, even though this is honestly working pretty good. Alright, so the algorithm separator, that is the next big thing. That's going to require some advanced power cubes, which requires some ancient brick. That is something we're going to have to work on, and a bunch of reinforced iron. So I'm going to have to open some more geodes. I definitely have some geodes right now, but I'm going to need to be opening some more geodes fairly soon. Let's see. And then we just need diamond dust, and then our current stone separator that we have. And then we can make ourselves an algorithm separator. This guy is going to give us the large tanzanite, and tanzanite is going to allow us to make an atomic calculator, and vice versa. So, we're getting pretty close already to our conductor mast. I'm not going to lie, this is actually pretty decent. So yeah, we will probably utilize that stone separator, no problem. So the main thing that I need to make is the ancient brick. And the ancient brick is super simple. It's just going to take some time, as most of the ancient stuff does. Let's see. We should have some brick. Perfect. I think we have just enough to make the 2 ancient brick that's going to be needed. So we place that under there. Eventually, these are going to turn into the brick. Right? And so that'll be fine. Now we need to make redstone ingots. We're going to need more power cubes, so I'll have to work on that. Redstone ingots is a scientific calculator with iron and redstone. Let's go ahead and get that. Good old-fashioned iron. We also need some more redstone. And yeah, I'm going to have to open me up some geodes. I'm probably going to set some more of the... Well, no, we still have tons of ancient cobblestone. I just haven't processed any yet. Processed any in a while. Let's go ahead and grab our scientific calculator. And yeah, the scientific calculator has different recipes than the standard calculator. And I don't think the recipes work vice versa. There is a calculator, though, unlike the atomic calculator, that work with all of them. Which is really handy. So, I have a bit more work to process, some just minor things really to just process, and we should have most of the ingredients ready to go. So I got everything processed up, and we have our ancient brick right here ready to go. You can see the texture has sort of changed. I did have to place 2 more as I realized, oh yeah, I have to make 2 advanced power cubes. So I went ahead and threw those there. I had to wait a little bit of time for these to work. I mean, I gave it a good 10-15 minutes as I went and worked on something else. That was probably the thing that took the longest amount of time, was just kind of waiting for ancient brick. We might need it later on. I don't know. If so, we'll set up a larger operation for that. So let's go ahead and make this. I'm pretty sure I still need just a couple more things. like our iron and things like that. Let's just find out. Let's get into our crafting. There we go. Power cubes. Yeah, we're gonna need a bit more of this iron, which is fine. So like making these power cubes is not a huge deal. We'll get that cooked up while we wait. We can take a look at some of the other stuff. So the reinforced iron is fine. Our stone separator, currently we have one over here. We might have to make one later on. Make another one. Just for the lulz? No, we'll probably have to make one depending on what is required of this thing, because I think it can do more. Yeah, it can actually separate stone directly into things. Other than that, actually, maybe we won't need this. The only thing we needed it for was the amethyst. That was all we really needed it for. So I guess we can just straight up use this. Hopefully it should fit in the crafting recipe, even if it had power built into it. Shouldn't give me any fuss about that. Alright, let's go ahead and work on this. So, we have one. Oh, looks like we might need also more of this, which of course requires all of the crystals. There we go. And yeah, if you haven't already seen how to make this, it's just like a rabbit hole for like most of these things. Once you get to crafting them, I think we can go ahead and replace that. And we should be pretty close to having everything we need. Right, we literally just need that, which needs coal. Good, good, good. So just when you think you literally have everything, you don't. So yeah, I had to make some more of those ingots in order for me to make another power cube. And like the power cube's not even the hard part of this. Like, and we have to have these in the inventory. There we go. Perfect. Alright, and that lets us make 2 advanced power cubes, which is exactly what we need. And last but not least, we just need a stone separator. And the stone separator, of course, is not going to let me do this, so let's grab a reinforced iron. We're also going to need our, what are they called? The advanced power stone separator. It's because it has power. It should still allow me to craft with it. And then diamond dust. Okay. So, if it won't let me do that, I will manually craft this thing. And there we go. Yeah, it's just because it had a little bit of power, residual power left over in it. Alright. So with that, we can go ahead and start using this thing. Let's go ahead and break this. I'm gonna place this a little bit differently. There we go. Feed it like an ember. Guess one would probably do. So we're gonna use this to make tanzanite. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. You can see we feed this lapis and it will produce tanzanite, which is something that we actually need. I don't know how much we fed. I guess we fed a bunch of lapis to the other block. Actually, we might need more than that. We'll do 32 for this as well. But tanzanite is going to be a big part of our future crafts, and is a pretty large part of Calculator as a whole. But you can see this is going to break things down and should start giving us tanzanite. And we'll get a little bit of experience. And there we are. So our large tanzanite, this is going to be used for the atomic calculator, because we need this tanzanite right here in order to make the atomic module. We really only need one, I believe, because the atomic module we have, so 4, that makes 4 atomic modules. And we only need 4 atomic modules to make the assembly. And all of these are just repeats. They're just like repetitive crafts. Other than that, everything else is pretty simple. The calculator screen, the diamonds, all of this is very simple. The only thing we need is that tanzanite. And of course we have the separator here that gives us that tanzanite. And I think... Is this the wrong tanzanite? Let's take a look. Because this needs a smaller version. We gotta do the lapis for this one. We gotta do actual lapis. So let's break this down. Now, this right here should break down into the proper size that we need. We only need 4 of it. So, very simple there. There we go. Perfect. And that's what we should be looking for. These are used for shards. These shards technically will make it as well, if you wanted to do that. Alright, so I'm going to give that a little bit of time to cook up, and we're about to make the atomic calculator already. So here we are, just about ready to go ahead and create the atomic calculator. All we need is these calculator assemblies, and we should be just about ready to go. So calculator assemblies ready, and we need to make the atomic modules. Perfect, which is what that tanzanite was all ready for. Then we have the main piece, the piece de resistance, the atomic assembly, and thus we should be able to make a screen. And just make sure these things are in the inventory. And there we go. An atomic calculator. Perfect. Alright, so that's going to lead us into the conductor mast. This thing doesn't require power, I don't believe. Yeah, it doesn't require power. It is literally just a calculator. So, with our calculators here, let's go ahead and work on what it's going to actually take to make a conductor mast. So we have energy modules, 2 of them, and then we have a fire diamond. Now, fire diamonds require the atomic calculator, and the energy modules require these purified coal, and we also have power cubes. So we're going to need 2 of those to make our first conductor mast, and really, we only need 1 conductor mast. That's just the base of this multi-block, I guess you can call it a multi-block power generation station. So yeah, we are going to need a few more of these, and I think I just need, let's see, I just need to make sure I have the rest of this cooked. Otherwise, we won't be making any more of that. And we can go ahead and work on the fire diamonds. Right? Oh, and it's even going to give us the weather stations for free, which is really nice because the weather stations actually help promote how fast this thing can go. Alright, so we're going to need some diamonds, it looks like. So let's grab a couple diamonds. And we also need some rods. Some good old blaze rods. And if I remember correctly, it is 2 diamond and 1 blaze rod equals 1 fire diamond. So that part is done. Next we need power cubes. Of course we have those listed here. Yeah, we're just waiting on the iron. So we have a power cube, and then we need to actually start working on the purified coal. So this is going to be enriched coal, which is coal and diamond. So, if I remember correctly, there was a way to get coal, direct. I've already forgotten. Ah, the carbon gets converted. So, carbon. And we need a bit of this, because that goes into the reconstructor, or the reassembler. And then I'll also take some of this charcoal. I'm going to convert that down properly. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. Up here we can throw this in. That's just going to reassemble this and turn this into direct coal, which is actually what we need. We need it to be regular coal, because I believe this does not work with charcoal. And yeah, that'll get us... So this is basically how you would make your coal have more power. This immediately takes it from, like, just adding redstone to it, which is really efficient. Takes it from that 1,600 ticks to 5,000 ticks with just redstone. And redstone's pretty prevalent. So, like, with calculator, man, it can get really crazy. Is this still going up? The max... I think this is 125 that this has to reach before this will start reassembling. But I'm pretty sure, yeah. The magnetic reassembler. Perfect. So there it goes. And I think we need 2 of these. 2 coal in order to get what we need. Alright, so this is just redstone. Good old-fashioned redstone mixed with the coal. In a normal calculator first. We should have another coal ready to go. Because we got to do these in 2s. And then we're going to take this and upgrade it to its next tier. Which we could do this and make different seeds. But we need to add enriched gold to make it purified. Perfect. And this does not happen, I don't think, in a normal calculator, does it? Or is it scientific? Yeah, it's a scientific calculator. Throw that into a scientific calculator. And we get ourselves some purified. Alright, so that's about it. Pull that out, and we can now make our power cube. So now we have 2 power cubes. And if we remember, to make the conductor mast, we need these energy modules. This is requiring a scientific calculator. With this, will give us 2 energy modules. And then over here, we have 2 energy modules in an atomic calculator. With a fire diamond, gets us a conductor mast. And we get some weather stations. So, currently we have a power cube over here. That's all fine and dandy. But we probably don't want this to be running off of embers anymore. We want this to be running off of the conductor mast. Now, of course, we can move the conductor mast around. It's not like we place it, it's gone. So we can actually utilize this. Let's go ahead, and I want to set this up for you guys so you can see how it actually functions. I don't think we no longer need this, at least for right now. And then this can be shift right clicked on to pull our power crystal up. And we can store these for later. What I want to do right now is go ahead and set this up. So I'm going to go ahead and place down my power cube. Put my conductor mast on it. And this is just going to... Yeah, it says wait time right here. I heart maths. What we can do is place weather stations around it. I recommend placing it away. Usually you have to go 1 block away from it, or you can place it in each corner like this. It's automatically going to detect where the conductor mast is, and you can see right here we have a wait time of 50 seconds, and guess what we're waiting for? That's right, a lightning strike. And that lightning strike is going to hit this thing, and I guarantee you 1 lightning strike is going to fill that power cube, no problem at all. I think an advanced power cube would probably be a lot better for this, but I'm doing this just for an example. What I'm going to put in here, though, is my building gadget. I'm going to keep that building gadget so I can get that thing nice and filled up so we have a bunch of power ready to go. So guys, we have done quite a bit. The only other part we need to do is make ourselves an electric diamond. To do that, we need a fire diamond, right? So, we kind of know how a fire diamond works. We make a fire diamond, but we have to put the fire diamond inside the conductor mast in order for this thing to work. And what we have to do is we have to wait for a charge. Wait for it to lightning strike, like it just did, and there we go. And you just seen, it filled this whole thing, which holds 50,000 RF, and then this has a 50 million buffer. 50 million RF buffer just inside the conductor mast itself. So when I mean power, I mean this thing, the conductor mast this is just one form of power generation. but it's passive power generation from calculator, which is absolutely wonderful. And guys, there's our electric diamond. Simple as that. Look at there. And we get ourselves a fire diamond pickaxe. And we're just left with getting to this point, guys. We have pretty... like, I'm not too worried about the starch extractor. I mean, like I said, we were about to get into the power anyways. But, guys, we are almost done with Chapter 3 of this. And I'm super happy you guys have been enjoying this. This has been a super fun process so far. And it's a really good pack. It's a really fun, interesting pack. I do enjoy seeing the creative ways that people put together recipes. And in this pack, it definitely shows what you can do. Guys, I really do appreciate you guys sticking around and watching these videos. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up, I highly recommend doing so. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, a lot of people don't realize that they haven't clicked that subscribe button. You might want to check that button and see if it's checked. And also, ring that notification bell if you haven't already. I really do appreciate it, guys. I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.